It was honestly so crazy. So pretty much bone sticking out, right?
Did you feel it? Did you feel it? Or was like the adrenaline more like?
No, initially it's just shock. You know, it's like adrenaline, whatever. But I think everyone was in such a panic because we were already trying to get out. We had to still hike a bunch.
How far were you from camp?
We have no idea. I'm guessing it was like 30 minutes.
Damn!
Yeah.
This podcast is brought to you by Raycon Earbuds. I don't go anywhere without my Raycon Earbuds because I love music and I love podcasts. If you're listening to this podcast on your walk, you should do it with your Raycon Earbuds because the charge lasts forever. They're super compact, super light, and the sound quality is great for the price because guess what? A lot of earbuds break your bank for not the price of what Raycon gives you and for the quality that it gives you as well. I love my Raycon earbuds. Ready to buy something small with a big impact? Go to buyraycon.com/brain today to get 15% off your Raycon order. That's buyraycon.com/brain to score 15% off buyraycon.com/brain. This podcast is brought to you by BetterHelp, my friends. For those of you out there that are working on your physical health as a new year goal, work on that mental health as well. Just fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist and switch therapists anytime for no additional charge. If you want to live a more empowered life, therapy can get you there. Visit betterhelp.com/genius today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/genius. NBA fans, it's time to bring the hoops action to the palm of your hand with DraftKings Sportsbooks, an official sports betting partner of the NBA. This week, new customers can bet $5 and win $200 in free bets. Download the app now and sign up with the code GENIUS. New customers can bet $5 on the NBA and get $200 in free bets instantly only at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA with code GENIUS. Minimum age and eligibility restrictions apply. Void in Ohio. See show notes for details. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of... Oh, fuck. I left my drink over here. To another episode of the Genius Brain Podcast.
Yes,
every Sundays at 12 p.m. Everybody and their mom has a podcast, but nothing like this. We have a reoccurring guest here. We have Sergio Betancur. Betancur. Let's go, baby.
Let's go.
If you guys don't know who he is my barber. The man cuts my hair. Cool. Met him through
Maverick.
Maverick, that's right. I can't believe I forgot his fucking name. Apologies. Met him through this guy Maverick.
Shout out.
Ever since then, he's been cutting my hair. He cuts Tim's hair now too.
Yep. Thank you for that. It's been good times, man.
Update people on your life, man.
Woo. So last time I was here, probably like over maybe a year ago. I've been your barber for almost 3 years.
Holy shit, man. It's been a long time.
Crazy.
Bring that mic a little closer to you and then drop it down a little bit.
Perfect.
There you go.
Yeah, no, 3.5, like almost 3 years since COVID, essentially, right?
Yeah.
And it's been a crazy ride. You've been aware of it since we've talked, but since I've been on here, man, just now I'm not going to be at the same place I've been cutting for. I told you about that. That's been a big one. And I think I didn't even have my girlfriend at the time either.
That's right. You didn't have a girlfriend either. This man settled down and shit.
Yo, life 180, but
Fool got that disease, one-gina, baby.
Let's go. Yeah, no, it's been a blessing, honestly. Like since a year ago when I filmed this, or a little over a year ago, man, I've done a bunch of murals. I've still like progressed in my art career, and just like kind of had more clarity with what I've wanted to do. So
I mean, you're very interesting because like I know. How old are you now?
I'm 26.
So you're 20, super young, right? And I feel like a lot of younger people are very risk adverse. Right?
Yeah.
And I know it seems nowadays that people around your age, they seem like they're doing riskier things, but they're really not, right? They're kind of like, they're on social media trying to hope and pray that they pop off on in this like social media game. And more often than not, they fail at it because the success rate is actually very, very low.
Crazy.
Right? It's really, really low for you to actually make a decent living off of this. And like just to warn young kids before you get into this, like this is a job. Right. So you have to put in work, you have to put in the time. And I think a lot of the times like they see other influencers who they'll post a Instagram video of them like in Belize or, you know, Spain, like living my best life. But then I know these people and I go, oh, but they also live in a studio with like 3 other people. So they got this trip paid for that was free, but it was a fucking coach flight. And it was free food, but they got to go back to their shitty existence back at home because they didn't get paid off of these brand deals. So like, it's not like that for everybody, right?
Yeah.
And you know, they'll make a few $100 here and there, but I think that's why you kind of see a lot of young people lose their mind really fucking early.
In the industry, yeah.
Yeah, they'll snap super fucking fast. They say the same things. Just every time I meet them, they go, "Oh, I don't really have a lot of friends here." Is the first thing that they say, and they go, "LA people are fake." And I'm like, okay, there's a couple of things, right? Like, yeah, 1 and 2 are true, maybe true, right? But number one, you came here to network, so you didn't come here to make friends. So people will step on you and use you because you were trying to do that to them. They just did it to you first.
Literally. You're coming in here. You're like,
exactly.
LA's notorious for that. It spits people out. It takes people, chews them up, spits them out. So that's like one thing I'm like very clear about is like, I've seen it. I've talked to people, all of that. And it really does seem like really hard. And so I think that's why I really appreciate our conversations. And I'm able to like kind of like formulate ideas through you or like pass them through you and see what you think. But yeah,
but you definitely take a lot of risks, right? Like, and I think like, which is a good thing, right? So, you know, for most people who are entrepreneurs, if you don't know, it's like, especially for us, because we don't come from a lot of money. Yeah. There's other entrepreneurs who are serial entrepreneurs, but they have money. Mm-hmm. So for them, if they invest into a business or they switch gears, they have this huge pile of money, or they have a family who could back them up after and then pick them up off their feet. Exactly. But for people like you and me, we have to just bank on ourselves.
Make it or break it. Literally, since the start of this, since you've known me, you met me in a barbershop, right? I had just came into that shop about a month of work. New city, relocated 40 miles from a situation that we're going to talk about later.
Yeah.
And then COVID hit, no work. And the first thing I do getting out of COVID is like, yeah, I want a big ass art studio in Los Angeles, loft with a private barber area, private living space, whatever. And it wasn't smart. Financially, it was not smart. Financially, everyone was like, what? And I was just like, I don't know. I really feel it. I know I have what it takes in terms of my first skill, barbering. I'm going to use barbering to make it in my next skill because you have to like fund your own projects if you don't want to be someone else's bitch, you know? So I was like,
how would you say that you became successful as a barber, right? Because I feel like there's a lot of people who say that they want to cut or they can't cut hair, but you know, I've had a lot of shit barbers.
Yeah. It's crazy, man, because I think I fell in love with barbering completely on accident. And I really didn't see anything coming out of it more than making my money back. I started in high school, senior year, second semester on one of my best friends, Brian. He was actually trying to leave to go get a haircut when I drove my ass across town. No gas money, senior in high school, no job, none of that. I was like, you're going to leave when I got here? Hell no. Pull out the clippers, cut his hair. I have clips of that even. And yeah, no, I messed them up, but secretly I was like, damn, that was sick. I was like, whoa. And I was like, can I tell people? I don't think I can tell people that because at the time, like now barbering is kind of glorified because of social media. It isn't that. Like people have to understand the grind that comes with barbering, right? But yeah, basically bought clippers. All the money I had as a senior, bought clippers. And just told my mom, my dad, I was like, man, I just want to make my $150 back. That's all I wanted out of barbering. Besides that, I just wanted to have fun.
Yeah.
Dedicated hours and hours of watching YouTube videos without actually practicing. I know every step without even doing it, essentially, right?
Yeah.
So when I was able to get my hands on someone and like chop them up, I quickly like just did it. And it was just like flowing, happening. And I've always been like someone who likes to like talk to people on not a superficial level. And so I think I opened the space up for people to like not only get a good haircut, but maybe talk about some shit or talk about nothing. Either or. I think just having that aspect of customer service, being on time, being like very like on schedule. Just those things in barbering were missing when I came into it. And it allowed me to just like keep growing. Whether it was in the dorm bathroom where I started, people were like, oh, this guy's serious. He's here cutting while other people are walking with their towels, not giving a fuck. And I was just like,
I think that's the biggest thing, right? And when anybody opens up a business, there's I think a lot of people think about the idea that they want to do first rather than executing the things that are really important that'll make a successful business, right? So for example, I have that matcha store out in Hawaii.
Yeah.
And the first thing that we do is, it's not so much that we're vetting our competition. We just want to see what we can offer that other people aren't offering.
Yeah.
Not from a product base, right? Because there's a lot of places that'll offer matcha, right? From the idea point, we go, okay, this is our business motto is that we want to give people the highest quality thing they can for the price.
Yep.
Right. So we make things very accessible, because when I was a kid, if I wanted nice things, it was way out of my reach. I couldn't afford it. Right. It just wasn't possible. So what a lot of people don't know is that, we have this proprietary blend of matcha, but it's from 100+ year old farm. It's stone ground, all this other stuff. We know the ins and outs of every little ingredient that comes out, but you're not going to pay the price that you normally would at another place. Because if another place branded their stuff the way that we did, they would sell it for like $13
so much
a fucking
more.
cup. And we eat a lot of the cost. So people don't know that. Well, they know now. But
you went to that matcha farm and
we
scouted it.
Yeah, we went to the farm. We did everything. Like the R&D process was fucking hard. And then the other step that we have to do is see what we can offer in terms of service, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, the island is very chill, right? And sometimes you can get kind of sucked into that. So for us, one of the biggest things that we always want to do is offer great customer service.
Yep.
And then on top of that, offer your drinks as fast as we can at the same quality level. So just because the island is super chill, it doesn't mean that our service is going to be like that.
Yep.
So I think that's the part where people mess up. Like my barber before you, this motherfucker sometimes would never hit me back up on text. And he's like, that's the only way he gets clients. But for him, I felt like he got really comfortable because he has a set amount of clientele and he'll respond back whenever he wants. But it's like, or I could just not give you business.
Literally. That's another thing. Barbers are so big on, oh, you're cheating on me. Oh, you have to understand it's a mutual agreement. I'm cutting your hair. They're paying me. It's
not a favor. You're not doing me a fucking favor.
It's not a favor. Guys, this thing, young barbers right now, that's a mentality. It's not a favor. Another thing is don't just jump in and expect to get paid X amount of dollars for whatever. You have to earn your time or earn your place, It's crazy. That thing happens in barber shops a lot. No shows. Oh, bro, you showed up. I have one person still. I'll get you in 45 minutes, an hour.
Dude, that happened to me so many times. And I think that's also for people out there who are going to open up your business. When you have management in place at a store, they set the culture of the spot. And then I could see by the people who's running the barbershop how much they don't fucking care. I've literally seen people come in and they stand. And it's they didn't have an appointment, right? But they're checking out a barbershop and they want to see, what the prices are or whatever. And I'll see a customer stand there for 30 minutes and they won't address them at all. And then all of a sudden they go, hey, what's up, man? What do you need?
I hate that.
It's been half an hour.
I hate that. I've seen it before. I actually was taught from a very business oriented barber in terms of, or my mentor, the first person who believed in me took me in a shop when I was just 19 years old. His name's Joe C. the Barber on Instagram as well. He put that in made that very clear. Customer service. We were quick. We had a crazy client turnaround. Very the price was affordable. All that stuff. He made it so people were aware. If there's a kid in the shop, don't say things that are offensive to the mom or whatever.
Yeah.
So many things that I just picked up from him. And I actually went to his second shop, and what you said, culture, I thrived in that barbershop because I got to start from scratch. And that barbershop boomed in a matter of months. It was in San Dimas. It was it was insane to see what proper culture does for a place.
I think a lot of people get comfortable and they feel after a certain amount of time that they could just kind of let go of the reins and then just say or do whatever they want. But at the same time, if you are a business owner out there, right? And I kind of tell this to our employees, it's when we have a drink store, we're not selling a drink. And I always tell them, And people usually always answer this wrong. They go, what do we sell here? They go, oh, we sell high quality matcha drinks that are accessible. True, but wrong. We actually sell customer service. People come here because they want to feel special, right? I'm not going to go to a store, spend my hard-earned money, especially in this economy, and not be treated with respect.
Yep.
Right. And I know that in America, it's a little extreme, but either way, I do expect people who work at stores to treat people with kindness and respect because they're coming here to spend money. And even in a barbershop type of relationship, it's like you said, you're not doing me a favor. Like,
nope.
I'm paying you money. Like,
exactly.
This is a transaction, you know?
It's a problem because it feels so friendly.
Yeah.
And of course, there is relationship. Mm-hmm. But at the end of the day, it is business.
Yeah.
It's business like any other place. And I think me taking it like that, treating it like a business, is what grew me. I treated it seriously.
I think that's what I appreciate too. Is like if I texted you or if you have a system set up, I know that I can get my haircut done on this day without a doubt. And sometimes like if a haircut goes over, you always text me immediately. It's like, hey, it's going to be like 10 or 15 minutes. I'm like, cool, that's all. I just have to know it.
Yes.
You know,
it's so simple. Like for anyone that might be seeing that's a barber, knowing your times. If you know you're about to take this much extra time, let your client know, because 10 minutes doesn't matter that much, but if you let them know, it matters even less. Yeah. They'll be prepared. They'll go to get a drink or leave their house 10 minutes later. It's those little things. Do little things, man. It's valuing each other's time. Like imagine if a client shows up late, that pisses barbers off. Mm-hmm. How could they be so hypocritical to not get upset when they're like pushing their client's time back, you know?
Dude, 100%. And that's where this goes back to those small things that kind of make you successful as an entrepreneur. Mm-hmm. It's everything that everybody just glosses over. They go, oh, I have a great product. So does everybody fucking else, dude. It's like, if you don't have the basics done, like, for example, no great company culture, right? Yep. You're not training staff properly. Customer service is trash. All that stuff doesn't matter. I know restaurants who arguably, not even arguably, factually have terrible fucking food, right? But they do well. You know why? Because the customer service is the shit. And I still go back because I want to go back and be served, with that one waitress that was so super nice.
So dope. Yeah. I've experienced that exact thing. My favorite waiter ever was at a TGI Fridays. This guy, his name's Logan. He had a lizard mohawk shaved into his head. The best server I've ever had in my life. I gave him like triple the price of the check. Yeah. I was just like, how'd you do this? How'd you get this out of me?
And you don't have titties and you didn't touch me. How the fuck did you do this, dude? Yeah, but my heart. Even too when you're a waiter or like when you're a waiter or a waitress, like ask the best waiters and the best waitress how important customer service is and how big their fucking tips are compared to everybody else.
It's insane, yeah.
Because if the tips was something for you that you felt that is deserved to you just because you worked, you're never gonna do well in waiter. I know. So for example, I know a guy who owns a French restaurant, right? Really popular French restaurant, and I mean I don't really know him. I met him a couple times through friends, right? But when we were sitting down drinking and chopping it up, he pointed at a waiter and he was like, "How much do you think he makes?" And he was like his head waiter. I was like, I don't know because I never served tables. Yeah. And he's like, just guess. I was like, oh, maybe like $4,000 a month or something like that. He goes, he makes more money than I do. He goes, I own this restaurant. He makes more money than I do. I was like, epic. How? I was like, it's his tips. He's like, he's my best fucking server. So whenever he comes, he goes, we're also in a very, very highfalutin area. So people tip big. There's a lot of actors and actresses. Yep. Whenever they ask for a table, they ask if he's working. That fool makes ridiculous amounts of money. And he was probably, I want to say, I mean, he was bald and he had white hair. So I'm assuming, but he looked kind of young in the face. So I'm assuming he's probably like in his late 50s at the time. Yeah. But if people are wondering, he's like, well, how come he didn't get another job if he's a waiter? He's like, why would he need one? He makes more than the fucking owner.
Literally.
He makes more money in tips on a weekend than I will than running this restaurant, which is fucking nuts.
That is nuts. Yeah, no, it really, customer service in terms of business is everything. Yeah.
And he does that based on fucking tips. Like because imagine if you're at a very, a restaurant with a lot of, well, every dish is like fucking $40 or $50, right?
It'll stack.
Your fucking bill is like $1,000. Mm-hmm. People tip 20%, that's $200. And sometimes people tip anymore if they're celebrities.
And especially if they just like the service.
Exactly. So if he's out here on Melrose at this super, super fancy restaurant, he was telling me, I can't remember the exact number, but I think it was like a weekend, he'll sometimes make like $3,000.
Bro,
So I was
on
like,
the weekend.
on a fucking
Yo,
weekend.
he can have a regular
'Cause
job.
He
can have a regular job.
Exactly. And then, he'll work like I think they say he'll work like 3 weeks out of the month, and a week he'll take off. But he's killing it.
Damn, man.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, these small things really do matter, man.
Yep.
And like
Huge.
when anybody out there who's very interested in opening a business, just think about what you want to offer. And if it's not great customer service, you're going to be fucked, specifically in this country.
It's gonna be tough.
Dude, we got Karens in this world.
No, literally, man. And it's a custom here for tipping, like so it just shows what service means to this country.
And I know I seem like I'm very harsh and brazen, but when it comes to these stores, like, I never argue with customers. I don't do any of that type of stuff because some people are just out there to fuck you up. So, for example, when we opened up the store in Hawaii, there was a whole bunch of trouble with that. And my buddy Joe kind of cataloged everything in his own vlogs. There was a day that we had to do a family and friends event. And so when you don't have all your paperwork and ready, the only thing you can do is serve it to family and friends. You can't charge anything. You can't make any money. It's illegal.
Oh, okay.
So we told our trainees to, like, hey, bring your family and friends, and we're going to have you guys do a mock run. And this is the time for you to make mistakes, but have a good time while you do it. Well, there was this guy that comes up. And of course, he is of the Wahite clan, white people. He comes up and he's like, oh, I'm friends and family. Can I get, a few drinks? And then we have a list of people. I was like, oh, so who are you related to, or who's your friend? He goes, one of the workers. I'm like, okay.
Oh my God.
And like, I didn't have to deal with this, but I'm hearing it from a distance, right? And my friend's my buddy Joe, his wife is dealing with this. She goes, oh, who are you here with? And he goes, well, I can't fucking get a drink. And he just snaps at her. And when he's lying to steal from us, and he's getting mad at us. But at that point too, once again, we're in a business of customer service. What am I going to do? Walk up to him and be like, listen, back the fuck up before I knock your teeth out, which is what I wanted to say.
You wanted to, yeah, of course.
No, they're just like, sorry, we legally can't give you any drinks or we'll get in trouble. He goes, well, fuck it then. And he just walks off. It's like, bro, what are we going to do here? And the great thing about it is because I have worked in customer service, I sold suits or whatever, we always tell every employee, listen, it is not your job to defend my business. It is your job to walk away like you did a great job and to give good customer service. Yep. If I have to lose some money on drinks, I never ever want you to be stressed out over a customer. I don't want you to be here miserable because you had to somehow get 32 cents or a $6 drink off of this guy. Like, I'll eat the cost. I don't want you to be upset as an employee because what's the point?
That is so big for employers too, because that's something they lack in the industry. A lot of employers will put that weight on the employee, and you'll see the reaction of the employee. Your employees, now they know, and they're clear about it. They're just going to be nice. Sorry, it is what it is. Blah, blah.
Yeah, because you'll run into a few assholes every now and then, right? And I do believe most people are really kind, right? Mm-hmm. And occasionally we'll get, some asshole person that walks in and they just want to stir shit up. And this is what they normally do at every business just to get free things. Well, guess what? I don't want you to argue with them. If it becomes an issue, then we'll deal with it.
Yep.
But at the end of the day, I think when we've worked these jobs before, I think one of the things I hated the most is taking my stress home with me.
Oh, it's horrible.
It's terrible, dude.
Horrible.
It fucks up your personal relationships. It fucks up how you might treat your girlfriend.
Yes. That's one thing I'm like very clear about because I've seen it. I've seen it firsthand in friends, family, whatever. And that's one thing I keep at my core as well. Is just like I've told my girlfriend, like, it's really key to like leave it at the door. Walk in and it's like you feel good. Mm-hmm. You like have this new like found energy when you walk in home if you have that mentality.
Yeah. Did you ever fix your ankle?
I mean, it's not fixed, but I had a surgery on it, and no, it's not fully mobile.
What's your mobility on your ankle?
Check it. So that's like where I used to be able to do it and twist.
Oh shit!
Yeah, bro, dude. Why do you think I can't tray flip no more?
Oh my god! Like I thought my ankles were bad, dude.
No, like I used to have crazy mobility when I used to skate. I used to be able to flick it like double flip, triple flip, and
that's fucking crazy. So dude, this fool has a crazy story that he told. This fool was just casually like cutting my hair
again, casually
just kept telling my hair, and I'm sitting here like, what the fuck did you just say happened to you? So he has limited mobility on one of his ankles because he just tore it to fucking shreds on a hike, right? What was it, in Joshua Tree?
Yeah, so it was October 2019, Joshua Tree. It's regular camping with friends, right? And this is actually why I live my life the way I do. Basically, we go camping, good times. The next day, we're like bouldering around, and my homies, they know, or at least one of them knows Joshua Tree like the back of his hand. He's been there so many times that we go off trail. He knows the rock formations. He knows where we're at, whatever. It's getting closer to sundown, and there's this big rock. It was probably like 6-7 feet. And because I skated my whole life, I was like, I could do this. I've never done anything like I've never hurt myself. So I jumped from this big rock onto like the smaller rock. The problem was the gravel that was on it is like loose gravel that you can't really tell. I land, it was close to the floor, so my foot, I'm pretty sure, anchored into the floor, slid, anchored, and all my weight just crunched up and like snapped it out right here. And so like I just hit the floor and just came up. I was like, whoa. And just from the sheer reaction of my friends, they were like, or one of them specifically, his name's Andrew, runs up. He's like, what the fuck? And I'm like, oh shit. And looking, and bone is sticking out.
That's fucking disgusting.
Yo.
I would have screamed my head off.
It was honestly so crazy. So pretty much bone sticking out, right?
Did you feel it? Yeah. Did you feel it? Or was like the adrenaline more like?
No, initially it's just shock. You know, it's like adrenaline, whatever. But I think everyone was in such a panic because we were already trying to get out. We had to still hike a bunch.
How far were you from camp?
We have no idea. I'm guessing it was like 30 minutes.
Damn!
Yeah. So it's 30 minutes. And so everyone's freaking out. There was like this situation that went down where I basically told everyone just like, go get help. Get the fuck out of here. Go get help. I'm good. I'm chilling, whatever.
You're so good under high tense situations.
Yeah.
I would have been like, listen, all of you carry me because there's enough people here that could carry me all the way back. If you leave me, you're dead to me.
Yeah, no, so pretty much it was a specific situation that makes it's okay. Basically, everyone leaves.
You're bleeding out in the wild. What could possibly go wrong here? Fuck, man.
I have a White Claw. I have my AirPods. And I have a hoodie.
It's a White Claw.
Yeah, I had a singular White Claw left. We finished our water deep like an hour before. So I'm like, damn, this is crazy. I'm really just chilling. And as the sun's going down.
Oh, that's the worst.
In the desert, it goes down quick. 30 minutes later, pitch black.
Nothing. You can't see shit.
Can't see shit. So I'm like, wow, this is really what it is. I was very calm still. I was like, this is really what it is. And I had to think, like, we don't have reception on our phones until like deeper out. So they have to hike, then drive, call an ambulance, try to find me off trail. So I'm just like chilling there. Wow, this is crazy. It's October 29th or October 26th of that means desert is what? Cold as shit. I had shorts on, a t-shirt.
Serge, this is the worst. This is actually worse than what I remember.
Dude, yeah, because I didn't get into full detail, so we can really go into depth here. Pretty much, shorts and a t-shirt, drops to 40 degrees. I actually had a very intense situation that I only have like spoke about a few times. One of my close friends, that day exactly, a year before, got into a motorcycle accident. And he had his right foot amputated from it. And sadly, like during the surgery, like leading up to it, he actually passed. So it was like, yeah, it was a really intense situation.
He had a botched surgery, or it
was something with trying to drain some fluid, and it
also he was just fucked up from the whole.
Yeah, it's just such a tough thing. Like rest in peace, Callan. But I kid you not. This is like some out of body shit. I was laying down and I remember I was in the sky. I'm talking to this guy And I'm like,
fuck out of here.
Yes. And it's like, what are the chances this happens exactly a year later? Like, this guy was like my big brother. And I was just like, my right foot, bro. Like,
what was he saying?
He was just like, you're gonna be fine. You gotta make it. You're gonna be good. You're gonna be good. And I was just like, yeah, I'm not dying out here. Fuck that. You know, like I was so adamant, like, oh, I got us. Like it felt like I got us. And it's just like, imagine pitch black and it's just beautiful like stars, and you could just feel his like energy, right? And I was just like, from this day forward, I was so thankful to just be fine. And like, still, like, I had such a positive attitude about it. I was like, I'm going to live my life to the fullest.
So your friend who died just visits you and you're just like, what's up, bro?
It literally felt like that, bro. It literally felt like that. And it's so ridiculous. I don't know. It was just so compelling that I was like, I'm fine. I didn't care about anything besides the fact that I'm going to be fine. I'm going to be fine. And so it really gets intense. I think like it was like about 30 or 40 minutes in, I hear noises around me. And it's known for like, there's mountain lions out there. There's coyotes. And like everyone says like, how many coyotes could you fight off? I'm like 3. But with one leg, like you're fucked.
You're pretty much
like,
fucked.
Yeah, I'd probably lose to like 1 or 2, you know? So I'm like, oh shit, dude, this is intense. So I'm gonna get into detail. I'm like in a valley almost. I would scream like, whatever, and it would just not project. I know it's not projecting past these big ass rock formations. And I'm like, damn, dude, my only chance is getting higher for safety from like animals. I think so. Like, I don't know. I'm not like an expert, but I have to get higher and I have to get my voice to project so that someone could hear me just in case, you know? So I grabbed my ankle and I remember touching this part of my ankle and it would go like this.
Oh God, fuck.
It was crazy.
Damn it, dude.
So my foot was like this, bro, like completely to the side. And I was like, I remember what happened was I tried to get up. And so when I went on all 3s, I like collapsed because my foot flopped. And I was like, oh, and I'm sweating, just tripping out of that pain. It hurts so much when I would make movements. So I was like, it is what it is. And I freaking get my foot straight. I get the hoodie by the arms and I throw it over and I make my foot straight with it. And then I start getting the arms and wrapping the arms. And I just tie it so tight, bro, to keep my arm or my leg like this. Yes. To make a splint.
Bro, I'm about to fucking throw up. That shit. Okay, there's only a few times that I've ever seen somebody snap their legs and it wasn't in real life. It was because of the UFC. Anderson Silva snapped his fucking leg. Chris Weidman snapped his fucking... That shit is so disgusting. Like every time I see it, it makes me want to yak. Your bone,
bro,
jetted the fuck out.
I won't show you the bone. I'm gonna show you the hoodie. I have a picture of the hoodie right now. Pretty much, bro.
I gotta see this shit.
Yes. Dude. This is about to blow your mind. November. Dude, I've never showed you the hoodie picture, huh?
No, you haven't. And you're gonna send me that shit. I'm gonna put that shit in the video. Jesus Christ,
you want me to send it to you?
I'm gonna put it in the video. That's fucking crazy. I don't know if I legit, if they would have left me, I would have cried. I'm like, would somebody stay here with me, please?
It's so bad. It is so bad. Yep.
Bro, that's so much blood. It looks like you got shot.
It was so bad. I'm gonna send this to you right now. But yeah, no.
What was your pain from a scale of 1 to 10?
When I had wrapped it up, I tried to crawl on 3s. So I had to figure out how to move, right? When I crawled on all 3s, my right foot, trying to keep it backwards up, my toe tapped and I heard like screeching. And I fell over to the side. I was like, heavy breathing. That was like 10.
Oh,
that was legit. Well, I'm gonna send this to you. It was legit a 10 because I tapped my toes and I tried it again because I was like, and so you know what I had to do? Because I truly didn't believe my friends were gonna come back or for a while, just because it was so ridiculous. Like, I didn't know how far realistically that hike, try to find paramedics, whatever. And I wasn't hearing any helicopters or anything. I'm like, oh, fuck, dude, I'm out here alone. They might be like trying to, I didn't know if it was like so bad in deep into Josh Tree that I wasn't gonna get found. So I was like, I need to just go. I need to go. And so I proceed to go like backwards like this with my foot in the air. And like, look, I have like scars from crawling.
Oh shit.
And because there's like, it's like cactuses, all these things, right? I'm crawling backwards. Guess how long?
How, like 10 minutes?
I crawled for like probably 2 hours, 2 or 3 hours. Bro, I crawled uphill because, you know, I had to get my voice to project past the rock formations. So I'm crawling backwards up this hill. And it felt eternal. I finally made it. I remember when I made it to the spot. And it also helps that I had just seen that movie, 138 Hours or whatever. I was like, oh, I'm not going to die. This guy was stuck. I'm not stuck. I'm going to make it, you know? But I remember I got to the freaking spot. It was this big rock. And it had like a little divot of sand against it. It was flat rock, big rock, divot of sand. I was genuinely wholeheartedly prepared to bury myself in the sand and just to get warmer, right? And
How cold was it, do you think?
It was 40 degrees.
Oh shit, that's cold, man.
40 degrees. And I was just like, at this point, I was so used to like my leg. It was comedic almost. I was like, I can't believe I'm living in this because a month before that, I saw that movie on a flight. Wow. So I was like, this is crazy, man. Like, I'm glad I saw that movie. It gave me hope. And so right when I'm like, okay, settled in. Oh, and mind you, I already had Drake the White Claw before I started crawling. So I was just like chilling, listening to music.
I should have brought hard liquor. This isn't enough.
Yo, I remember I was like listening to music. I was like, all right, I'm just going to scream a few more times and then I'm going to try to sleep and someone's going to find me in the morning. They have to.
Yeah.
So I was just like, help, a few more times with my flashlight. And then I hear it. Sergio.
Oh shit.
And I'm like, no fucking way. They're gonna get me. And so it took forever because it was so far away. But I was flashing my lights and I'm in good spirits. I see like a light flashing, and also I wear glasses. I didn't have my glasses, so I'm like, what am I even looking at? I'll see like things from far away, lights, and slowly they came closer. And sure enough, it's my two homies, Brennan and Michael, and two firefighters hiking back. And I'm smiles, bro. Ear to ear smiles. My friends are crying.
Yeah.
They're like, I legit thought you died.
Oh,
like,
shit.
I thought that you died. Something happened. Like, what? And they saw where I crawled to. And they're like,
how the fuck did you do that?
how'd you do that? You know? And I'm like, oh, what's good, guys? I had to take my AirPods off. They're like, you're listening to music? I was like, how else am I going to crawl for 2 hours?
My dead homie was kicking it with me.
Yeah, like, legit. Oh my God. I don't even think I told anyone that story until like years later because it was so intense, you know? But essentially the firefighters come in, shoot me up with fentanyl. Instantly like a body of like warm, or like a little like blanket of warmth covered my body. I was like, oh shit.
I had not fentanyl, but what's the other one?
Morphine.
And I remember I just felt nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Like it just feels like the moment it goes into your bloodstream, it just feels like a warm blanket just went over me. And I'm just,
I felt chill. Yeah, that face right there. The morphine face.
I don't feel anything.
You know what I mean? It was crazy. I was just like very much so posted, whatever. And I thought I was great. Then they hit me with we forgot the splint stuff. So they had to like use my shoes to make a splint. It was like all janky.
At least jackasses.
Dude, the firefighter, whatever. And then they hit me with the biggest shock. Oh yeah, we're going to call an airlift.
Oh shit.
I was like, no, you're not. You think I have money for that? I was like, there's 4 of you. I have 4 limbs. We're hiking out of here. I've been here 3 hours. I don't care. I'll be here another 3 hours before I pay $30,000.
Yeah.
Right? Thankfully, it's included in the national park budget.
Oh,
Emergency
really?
services.
Oh my God, that's
I was
so
like, yo,
dope.
call the chopper right now.
You're so funny. Like, even you're about to die, you're like, nah, dude, my immigrant soul.
Bro,
like, I'm not paying for that.
Hell no. Hell no.
Motherfuckers grab one limb each
like,
and carry me out, motherfuckers.
Literally,
two
like,
firemen, you're buff as fuck. Make it happen.
Yeah, and then it was crazy because I was excited. I was kind of hyped for the airlifts, right? Pretty much. The intensity of a helicopter floating above you in the desert, I was just like, what the fuck's happening, whatever. And I'm like, okay. They bring down, I thought it was going to be a bed to lay on. These motherfuckers, they brought down what looked like Borat's swimsuit.
Oh my God.
It's a harness. One piece in between your crotch and then a 2-piece above your shoulders.
Dude, I'm so scared of heights.
Yeah, I am too.
I would have passed the fuck out.
No, you know what was worse? Getting lifted by your gooch, bro. we're big boys, bro. I was like chilling, and as it goes, I'm like, and you see my face change when I finally lift off. I'm like, bro, I put it down. It's more painful than the ankle break.
Oh my God.
Getting lifted by like
it's
your
like,
nuts.
dude, just kill me. Never mind. Fuck it. Just kill me now.
I actually include that clip in my video, my YouTube video I'm dropping. You just see me spinning slowly, like up. It was like from like the Twitter of the sheriff's department. They have a night vision mode, rescue shot, and you could see my hand trying to like go and just. I wanted to get some fingers.
Yeah.
And I remember looking at the person holding the rope because they didn't bring me in. They just held me outside for 5 minutes. I'm like looking at the desert floor below me, and now I'm just like, please help. And then it's like this. I could see this girl through this like Call of Duty mask. She's just like. She knew.
She's like, you're in so much pain right now.
So much pain.
Dude, you just reminded me of this fucking funny story. So my cousin told me the story once where, so he has really weak shoulders.
Okay.
He dislocates his shoulders pretty easy. I remember we were playing basketball. This fool did a layup and his shoulder popped out. It made me fucking laugh. And it happened originally, I think, because he was wrestling in high school and it dislocated then. And ever since then, the ligaments have been super weak. So he tore it. It popped out during basketball, doing a layup. It popped out once when it was like cold during winter and he tried to pull his blanket off. His arm dislocated. So he went snowboarding one time. And when he was snowboarding, he hadn't been before. And so I don't think he knew that people were being really sarcastic because he's just trusting everything that everybody says. So the person who's more experienced, I'm going to take their advice and do whatever they tell me.
Yeah.
So as they're snowboarding, I think it wasn't the bunny slopes, it was one above it.
Okay.
Right. And he was asking them, okay, so how do I stop? He goes, oh, you just crouch down and then you fucking, and so they were joking, but he didn't know that they were being sarcastic. So as he's on these slopes, he's never really snowboarded before. He crouches and he starts picking up speed.
That's how you get speed.
So he's going hella fast. He's freaking out. So the only thing that he could think about is I have to touch as much surface as I can to make sure that I stop. So he goes down belly first, but he's going so fast that when he touched his arms, boom, his shoulders popped out. It dislocated his shoulders. And so he's dislocated his shoulders, flipping, tumbling down, fucked up, right? So one of his friends, goes down to see him and he's like, dude, are you okay? I dislocated my shoulder and I'm fucked up. So I didn't know that this is what happens, but a medical team came, but they're not going to get him out with the helicopter because he's not that far from where he has to be. So they put him in a harness and like a sled and they strapped him to it. And there was a ski person that took him down the slopes. But before that happened, there was one person that left ahead of him to go get help. Yeah. Well, this guy didn't come back with any help. And so they had to send somebody else out. So this fool said that when he was like it wasn't like a hospital bed, but he was like laying down. They have like an area for people who get fucked up. And he's laying down and he looks over and it's his friend who went to go get help. So this fool apparently on the way to get help, he fucking went so fast he flew off somewhere and he smashed his face first into a tree. What? He said that he lost his two front teeth.
No!
So
I'm not helping anyone.
He looked like a cartoon. He said it looked like he got jumped.
Bro.
So this fool literally flew off somewhere and smashed into like a pine tree.
Bro, imagine looking at you're the homie that just dislocated his shoulder. I'm the homie that went to get help.
Bro,
you look over and he goes,
That's one of the most embarrassing things ever. Like, so this fool went missing. They didn't know where the fuck he was. He got fucked up. So he had to get fucking sledded out too because he knocked his teeth out.
Bro.
Hilarious,
That's
bro.
fucked up.
So you lost basically all your mobility. So what was the injury? So you broke.
So basically both parts of the tib and fib that wrap around the ankle snapped. One of them flipped inside out, and that's what stuck out. And then on this side, I don't know if it's the tib or the fib. It's there's like a piece that pulverized this much.
So it was just shattered.
It was so bad, both sides, and then up here. So now I have like a long plate, a short plate, and I think 11 screws. It's like bionic.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
dude.
It's nuts, but I mean,
you could walk.
I could walk. I've done like some running. I could skate around. I can't flick my foot, so I can't do tricks.
Because you need that mobility for it. Right?
Yeah, but it's crazy because skateboarding was really one of my passions, and it forever will be. Like I still like know a lot about the community and like will watch whatever. But I think it opened the door for me to be excited about stuff again. You know, like I didn't want to just be like average anymore. I didn't want to just. I was very much so just working, cutting 60 appointments a week every week.
Jesus Christ.
That was it. I would do 60 cuts a week. And that was like my life. I wasn't thinking of anything else. And I think with one hobby getting like taken out of my life, that's when art came in. Because I started doing art during the quarantine. And it was like, it filled that void in a way, you know? Like, especially because I couldn't cut hair at the time. I just picked up the pencil and pen or whatever, pencil, paper. And I was hitting like these portraits from it that were just like spot on. And I was like, what the fuck? And it just progressed one piece after another. And it sprouted my new spot, which is Born from Rain Studios, because I was in a drought. The art was the rain, and I call it Born from Rain.
That's fucking nuts, man. I think the interesting thing is like, so I just had somebody come on this podcast. His name is David Nguyen. And the podcast is already out by now. But if you guys haven't watched that podcast, go listen to it. It's a really, really inspiring story. But it's crazy how a lot of us need something terrible to happen for us to really kind of kick into gear.
Yep.
Some people are very self-motivated, which is a gift, you know?
Yep.
A lot of people that I personally know usually have this route to success where it takes us to get kicked so bad to go to the bottom to want us to reach to the top. So in his case, his sister died in a car accident, you know, and he went through a lot of trials and tribulations where was homeless for a little bit. He was pursuing a life in culinary. Just a lot of bad shit happened. He got scammed. He was out in the streets, you know, going back home with his head down, you know, failing multiple times over and over and over again. And he was feeling down on himself, like feeling like shit, thinking that he can't do anything right. The next thing you know, his sister dies in a car accident. And after that point, he goes like, I don't have time to waste.
Nope.
Like, I got to make shit happen. And it's sad, but it's also one of those sobering reminders of how short life is. And I don't think people really understand that shit. And I say it a lot on this podcast that, you know, you really only get one life. And there's a lot of like second chances that you get at things, right? But, you know, when people say you get a second chance in life, it's not really true. You literally have one life.
You literally have one life.
You die. That's it. I mean, if you're religious, you know, you go to heaven, you have something that's that you're going to look forward to after, which is understandable. But your time on this earth is very fucking limited. And I'm not saying that you use this time to constantly grind 24/7.
No,
I'm saying that you use this life to kind of make your life worth it while you're still here. And I see that a lot nowadays because I think for us, I see my parents getting older. You know, my mom's 70 now, and then my dad's in his 60s. And every time I get to go back home, I look at their face and like, oh, they aged.
That's the wildest feeling, man. I remember college. That was the longest period that I really wasn't seeing my parents, and it would be months to who knows how long. That feeling is a super trippy feeling, and you're just like, I need to appreciate everything for what it is because you never know.
This podcast is brought to you by BetterHelp, my friends. Listen, if you are out there and you are in a space of mental anguish, that's where BetterHelp comes in. I've been using BetterHelp for quite a while now, and guess what? It is the best. It's like having a therapist right in my stinky little pocket, and I love it so much. For those of you out there who haven't tried therapy, you have absolutely nothing to lose. Give it a try. I know there's a lot of people out there that might feel a certain way. They might feel like, oh, I don't have any issues. Well, guess what? It's just great to be in a safe space where you can go ahead and have a conversation honestly with somebody that can help you navigate the treacherous path that life has created for you. If you're thinking of giving therapy a try, BetterHelp is a great option. It's convenient, flexible, affordable, and entirely online. Just fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist and switch therapists anytime for no additional charge. If you want to live a more empowered life, therapy can get you there. Visit betterhelp.com/genius today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/genius. NBA fans, it's time to bring the hoops action to the palm of your hand with DraftKings Sportsbooks, an official sports betting partner of the NBA. This week, new customers can bet $5 and win $200 in free bets instantly. I freaking love that. Plus, for a limited time, all new and existing customers can get a no-sweat same-game parlay every day. Fuck yeah. Go to the DraftKings Sportsbook app today, opt in, and place a same-game parlay on any NBA game. And if it doesn't hit, you'll get a free bet back, baby. Listen, I'm always going to bet on my Kings, baby. I don't give a fuck. I live out in LA. Kings all the way. Light the beam. They're going to make me some guap. Super mucho money this year. I swear. If you're not a Kings fan, I fucking hate you. If you're an LA fan, that's okay. Still get that bet parlay and make that Skrilla, baby. We'll see who's going to come up. Download the app now and sign up with the code GENIUS. New customers can bet $5 on the NBA and get $200 in free bets instantly only at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA with code GENIUS. Minimum age and eligibility restrictions apply. Void in Ohio. See show notes for details. This time of year, everyone's talking about making big changes, which is all well and good, but most of the time pretty unrealistic. I've actually found that the smallest changes to your routine can make the biggest impact in the same way, and you don't have to break the bank to make a big deal purchase. Even the smallest things can be a part of a big change. It is something that you use every day, like my mother-sucking Raycons. If I'm working out, if I'm walking, if I'm out here doing crazy boy stuff, I have my Raycons in my ears because they're super light, compact. The charge lasts forever, which a lot of earbuds don't do, and they don't break my bank, which is why I love them. And everybody's like, yo, what's that in your ear? I'm like, listen, I'm not a secret agent. It's my Raycon earbuds, and I know I look sexy in it, and you want me, but I'm married. Now back up. Raycon is premium audio at the perfect price point so you can build great habits without breaking the bank, my friends. 3 customizable sound profiles, earbud tap functions, noise isolation, awareness mode, custom gel tips for the perfect, most comfortable in-ear fit. Ready to buy something small with a big impact? Go to buyraycon.com/brain today to get 15% off your Raycon order. That's buyraycon.com/brain to score 50% off. Buyraycon.com/brain.
And I look at my, because when I forget too, when my grandparents passed, those were my parents' parents. Yeah. It was grandma, grandpa to me, but that was my dad's. Exactly. Oh. And that's a feeling and an emotion that they had to go through. And they were at an age that was, not my age now, but close to it, where they had to deal with their death. My mom's mom passed away when I was 9 years old, I believe, 9 or 10 years old.
Yeah.
So, let's say I have a kid next year, right? That's only 10 years from then that maybe my mom will pass.
Yeah.
And these are like very sobering thoughts. People don't think about this stuff.
Yeah.
Because I think it's just easier because we can just ignore it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we ignore it, right? But time is very fleeting. It's crazy how in our age, so like from 1 all the way to like, I say till you're, 22, you'll see so much transformation, right? And then from like 22, 23, all the way till you're about like 35, everything is relatively the same. The way you look, your youth, everything stays the same. And then once you hit about 40, 50, 60, it's like it goes back to that moment when you were 1 all the way till 23, where things start changing really quick.
Changing rapidly.
Super fast. I look at my mom's face, it's a little saggier. I see like the way she moves is a little bit slower. Just look, it doesn't look like the face that I remember, And that's a sobering feeling for me where I'm like, okay, I have to make this time count because there's going to be a time when she passes and I'm going to look back and say, oh, I want to call my mom. And there's nobody to talk to.
That is so big. And I think about that often. And things that I recommend people to do is just take take action and hit up their loved ones that are getting older and just like really appreciate it for what it is. Like my relationship with my parents has improved in the last like few years 100-fold because of that feeling. Mm-hmm. Just enjoying them for when they're here.
Yeah, and I was, hello, come say hi. Come say hi.
Hello.
I didn't know you guys were recording.
Yeah, I'm podcasting.
I need a drill.
Joe, go ahead. Go in the garage.
Okay.
But that's my wife, everybody.
Yeah.
She just got done with yoga.
Woo.
Hi.
Go out the garage. Stupid idiot. No, I'm just kidding. Dude. No, the door wasn't closed. I love you.
Yeah. Dude, yoga. My
Yeah.
mom picked up yoga, hot yoga.
She's doing Bikram yoga too.
Yeah, Bikram yoga. That changed my mom's life. She would do 2 classes back to back in her late like 50s, early 60s. My mom could hold a 230 plank.
That's crazy.
My mom is like getting younger as it's kind of lit. I'm like, thank you. Good shit.
Did you see that documentary about the Bikram yoga?
Bikram, yes.
Dog.
The guy's sus. Everyone needs to check that out.
Why the fuck is it that with anybody who starts a cult, they somehow end up with the same conclusion? It's like, listen, I have to fuck you.
Every cult, literally every cult.
Every fucking cult. I forgot. I'm like
Charles
I went
Manson?
I went through every binge. Ever since that one I binged other cults, and it's the same. It's the same ending. It's if you want enlightenment, you have to suck my dick.
Yo,
Why is that the case?
I don't know. Except with Bikram, it's in a Speedo. Fucking A. You're worse.
It was crazy because he was I think he impregnated a few people too. It was
gnarly. Yeah, that's why it's called hot yoga now.
Oh, see, that's why the name changed.
Yes. When you start seeing it everywhere, it was because that started coming to light.
Is he alive?
I think he ran away. I don't know if he's died
He's like
yet.
in hiding or something.
He like ran away to wherever and he just has hella money.
Like watching what people. It's like kind of like how I'm starting a cult. Listen, you want enlightenment? I need a nut in your mouth. That is literally the key to life.
Oh my God. Yeah.
It's like a guy comes in. Got it. No, not you. No, not you. You can't. You're going to hell. You can't reach enlightenment.
Yo,
you can't.
I saw what you did.
Yeah. Fuck. Something I had like a thick Indian like Punjabi accent or something. You can't come
crazy.
here. You don't come here. You don't.
Bro, how did he get away with it?
I don't know.
Because, and the craziest part, they always look like some fuckheads.
Yeah.
Like they're not good looking motherfuckers. They're not some actor ass motherfuckers. They are like the freaking funniest looking motherfuckers out there.
It's like if this guy came up to me, right? And he was like, listen, I want you to know I have the key to life. I'm like, listen, get the fuck away from me, right? And you have to fuck me. I'm like, no, that's not going to happen, bro.
Yeah, no. Damn, man. But it just goes to show what psychological abuse can reach.
I mean, when you find people who are in very dark places, they will find and rationalize anything as like a sign from God, right? And I think that a lot of people, when they come towards religion, this is how they do it.
Yep.
Like they're at a really dark place and they say, listen, if you give me the best head I've ever received in my life, you will make it. You will reach this other level of enlightenment, and you've tried everything else. It hasn't worked. Why not make me come? And then we're good.
Imagine like, all right, I'm gonna just do it because I believe in this. You do it, and then you're like, fuck.
Yeah. Like,
Nothing's happened.
I feel the same. And they're like, oh, sorry.
Sorry, it worked for the others.
Yeah, worked for the other fucking 5-6 girls, but it didn't work for you. Sorry about that. I actually just saw, have you seen this? Do you remember this guy? He was this dude that was recorded on the news because he stopped a robbery from happening.
Oh, he's like the axe.
Yeah.
Or some bang, bang.
That guy.
Yes, I only saw the intro to it. Should I watch it?
You should watch the doc, right? So apparently this was news, and I didn't know about this, but he's actually in jail right now for murder. He fucking murdered somebody. Brutally murdered somebody.
Like he wasn't stopping someone. He actually just
He murdered the fuck out of someone. I'm talking about his ear was torn off. He was
no.
So the guy, I won't tell you who the guy is, but that's
Yeah.
a huge part of it. But the guy that he murdered, he brutally destroyed him, and it was news. I didn't know about this. I just remember him from the meme.
That meme was everywhere.
People were making songs with his voice, everything, right? So the interesting part about this documentary, and you're going to find out, and this is my interpretation of it, was they basically go through this whole story about how he was the dude that stopped this robbery from happening, right? So there was like a car accident. He comes in, he gets this axe, and he starts beating the shit out of somebody with that axe.
Yeah.
And he's marked as a hero.
Yes.
Well, this dude is like this weird hippie. He was on the Jimmy Kimmel show. He was on all this
He's
other
a
stuff.
hitchhiker. That's what he is.
He was the hitchhiker with the heart of gold.
Yup.
And people would come up to him, take pictures with him or whatever. Well, he got arrested for murder that he got charged for, and he's still in jail now, and he's still trying to make an appeal saying that that guy raped him. But there's clearly absolutely no evidence that he was raped. And the guy that he basically assaulted, he was like 70 or 80 years old.
Oh, fuck.
So he's claiming that guy
Was it Bikram?
It was Bikram.
It was Bikram?
Yeah. He beat the shit out of Bikram.
Let's go.
Yeah. Which is fine.
Appeal works.
Yeah.
That's crazy. 70-year-old?
Yeah, he was
That's
like a
heartless,
really
bro.
old guy. And he was a lawyer too. And everybody knew him in his neighborhood as this really sweet guy. And there's like videos of him at like this train station before the murder with the axe guy, Kai. His name is Kai. And then he's like hugging him, saying thank you or whatever, because he gave him money or something else, or like a train ticket. But basically he murders that guy in his house. And he's putting an appeal saying that it wasn't murder. He was raped, so it was self-defense. But when you look at the evidence of what happened at the crime scene, there's usually when you have self-defense, and you hear this a lot of times if you listen to a lot of true crime stories, that there's nail marks, there's scratches, some type of
Some
anything.
side of
But his
DNA.
body is unscathed whatsoever. And he said he got raped. And then he tried to fight him off. But it's like, if you got raped and you try to fight him off, nothing happened to you.
Literally.
So it doesn't make any sense. But this guy's fucking weird, dude.
I can't wait to watch this because my girl and I were like about to click on it. And then
It's interesting, right? And the reason why it's interesting for me is because I'm not sure if a lot of people took away from this, from what I read from the reviews, but maybe it's because it's what I do for a living. They're interviewing a bunch of people who are telling their stories about him. So once he became an internet sensation, there was a news reporter that wanted to make him famous. And obviously for his own career too, because he goes, I am the only person that has ever interviewed him. I'm known as that guy. And you could tell as this guy is telling the story, he's like happy that he's the only person that got to interview him. He's like hyped and juiced for it, right? And the thing that I took away from this is that Kai was already mentally unstable since the beginning. And all these people who wanted to put him on TV, put him on a reality TV show, you exploited him. You made him into a monster.
they gave him this God feeling.
Yeah. There was a moment in the doc that you're going to see. And like I said, I don't think anybody picked this up, where he goes, I told Kai that you can either come with us and I'll make you into this reality TV star. Kai flips a coin. He goes, no, the coin says I should just go skateboard and surf. And that's all he cared about. But there was a moment where the reporter says, don't you know you can be famous? And then something turned in his
Something
head.
flipped.
He goes, oh, I could take advantage of this stuff? Because he was just living life like a crazy person. He would have just been a crazy, like eccentric, weird hitchhiker just going around. And he wouldn't take money. He would give people things or whatever. The moment that he knew he had power as a famous person, he felt that a lot of things were owed to him. And after they kind of chewed him up and spit him out, like, oh, he's crazy, he's useless, they sent this maniac into the world. And none of these people, that guy who was a reporter looked like he was talking about like the love of his life that he had before. It was like, I'm known as the guy who's the reporter that made him famous. And he's like literally living it. He's stewing in it. And I saw it. I'm like, every person in there, you guys should all go to jail with him. You made him into this fucking creature and you take no responsibility. And they're all talking like they're fucking victims. Like none of you are victims. You made him into this fucking creature and you take no responsibility for it. Every person who was on that documentary, you should all be ashamed of yourself.
I literally need to see this. That's crazy. So all of them are featured in the documentary.
Yeah, they're like, oh, he's crazy. And I was the person that was running the show. And I was telling like, yeah, like I thought he was a really sweet person. And, you know, he could have been the next biggest thing. And I'm like, so you're still talking about him as if he's a product.
As an opportunity.
Yeah, for your job, for your career. Those guys, that guy specifically is a sick fuck. And he's sitting there thinking, oh, I still can't believe it. No, you played a huge part in this. And the way you talk about it is as if you missed the biggest opportunity in your life. You're not looking at it as, oh, this guy murdered somebody.
Murdered someone.
And I basically essentially incentivize this person to do this stuff. Not that it's your actual fault, but you played a hand in this because you wanted to exploit a human being rather than looking at the danger and the possibility of this guy being an insane person. Because he knew he was insane. He knew he was nuts. He would walk out.
It's like clear.
He would just walk out and just start pissing on shit. And he was a raging alcoholic. So he was drunk all the time, pissing on people.
He had an axe.
Yeah, he had an axe.
What
He's
the
smashing
fuck?
somebody's head open with an axe. And I think people got caught up in his verbiage because he was saying things that made him famous. So, for example, when he was recording, he goes, I just want to say that no matter who you are out there, you deserve to be loved and you're worthy. And so people took that small little bite and they summed up who his character was as a person. But he's actually nuts.
Mentally unstable.
He's mentally fucking unstable. And so they... Yeah, I won't ruin anything else, but you get to see his mom. Yeah. You get to hear all these weird little stories.
His mom?
So his mom, basically, essentially, I mean, I guess I'm not going to really ruin it that much because you're going to watch and you'll still be shocked. His mom has an interview and she goes on telling people what he was like when he was younger. But how he tells his story is very dark. It is a very different interpretation of what his mother says. And his mother looks pretty normal.
Like a normal...
Sweet white lady. And so he has an interview that the reporter didn't release. And he goes, I couldn't put this out on the news, but I have this clip, and they put it in the video. And basically he's regaling a story about him when he was younger, how he used to get punished and sexually assaulted and locked into a room. And they wouldn't like feed him. It was something very hyperbolic. He was exaggerating a lot of things. Yeah. And the only reason why we know is because his mom was like, no, I didn't do that. He goes, he was a very eccentric kid. He was odd. So I would put him in timeouts in his room. So yeah, like he would hurt himself. So I would have to keep him in his room. It wasn't a basement or a dungeon or a closet. It was his bedroom.
And he was saying completely the opposite. Like he was like some troubled.
Yeah. So, he lives in this very odd world. And so nobody knows whether he's telling the truth or not. But from what his mom says, and his mom's not acting out, being outlandish. She goes, no, like, yes, he was a very eccentric child. So he would hurt himself. So what I had to do as any parent would do was make sure that he was safe. So yeah, I would like ground him in his room, but that's not me locking him in a closet or anything. But
that's so interesting,
which goes towards the end where he talks about him being, sexually assaulted by this 70-year-old guy. To the point where he has to murder him.
2 times it doesn't make sense.
Dog, it's weird, man.
Pathological liars are very real.
Have you ever met somebody who was like a habitual pathological liar?
Yes.
Weird, huh?
It's weird because hey, you want to hear?
Yeah.
I cut everyone who knows you, bro.
Yeah.
They tell me the truth.
Yeah.
That's how I felt. And I didn't want to like get into it with him or anything. But hearing something, and just as a barber, you kind of know everyone. I know the truth.
Yeah.
And it's not like you versus one other person. It's like everyone's like, no, that's not the case. Mm-hmm. Crazy, bro.
There's some people who lie so often and so much that they start to believe their own lies.
Yeah, that's exactly what he was.
And I told a story on a podcast recently, but there was somebody who was like that, where there was 2 people. It was me and somebody else who knew the same story, and the way that he would describe his involvement in it was very odd because we were there. And then my other friend he's like, if you think I'm blunt and straightforward, this guy's 10 times worse than I am. He doesn't give a fuck about your feelings. Fool's like calling him a liar. He's like, you're full of shit. Like, the fuck are you talking about? But as I watched him defend himself, it didn't look like he got caught in his lie.
He was so offended because he's like,
he believes it. He goes, like, he's like arguing with it. What the fuck are you talking about? And I'm like, wait, I was there too. And he lies. He does it so often, and he's told that story to people so often that he almost forgets the truth.
He forgets the truth.
Or he made me feel like maybe I don't know what I'm talking about.
Like, am I crazy?
Yeah, it's like, am I nuts? Maybe I didn't see it correctly, right?
It's scary.
And these like pathological liars are very interesting. I knew a guy in high school who was like that, who would lie so fucking often. And by the way, the person that called him out was also the same guy. This guy, he's a really close friend of mine. He doesn't let any shit slide. So he would do things along the lines. And by the way, when he went to college, the people that he knew in college that lived with him, I met them, and they also cut him out because he was such a habitual liar. So it followed him constantly.
It's tough, man. How do you fix that?
I don't know. He somehow got married to somebody, so I don't know how the fuck that happened. But
what?
High level narcissist, habitual liar. In high school, he would say shit like, so for example, he got this. He's at the time when the Xbox first dropped, he would be like, oh, I got an Xbox. And so my buddy who likes to call him out on his bullshit, he goes, cool. So I'm gonna come over I'm gonna come over after school and check it out. He goes, oh, no, you can't come over. He goes, why? And he was like, oh, no, I can't come over. He was like, all right, I'm gonna ask your sister if I can come. Your parents are cool with me. I'm gonna come over either way. He goes, no, it didn't come in yet.
That's so annoying.
Like, why do you do this?
Why do you do that?
And then on top of that, he would do some shit like, so he had like this brand new car. It was a Scion TC. And at the time when the Scion TC dropped, it was amazing. And, we were all, because of Fast and Furious, we're all the cars.
Yeah.
And so my buddy, he had this Honda Accord. And when he had a Scion TC, we were a bunch of broke high school kids, grew up in a not so great area. All of us were poor. So when you have a brand new car that wasn't a used car, that's not a lease that your parents bought you, it's dope.
It's a big deal.
So he got this car and he goes, oh, I got a turbo for it, right? And then of course my friend chimes in. All right,
let's hear it.
I want to
Let's
see
hear it.
He goes, well, I haven't installed it yet. He goes, yeah, but I want to see it, so I'm gonna go to your house. And he goes, oh, no, you can't. My sister just got this new dog. So like it's kind of crazy at the house. She doesn't want anybody coming. So this fool,
another lie,
a lie
and
after
a lie
lie
and
after
a
lie.
lie.
So literally, as we're at lunch, he gets his phone. He calls his sister in front of him. He goes, so
in front of him?
He goes, so you got a new dog? And she goes, no,
what the fuck? Bro, what is his face?
He's just like, He goes, oh, I'm just fucking with you guys.
The cop out.
This dude starts going in on him. He goes, dude, you fucking lie so much about your fucking bullshit. But he would just do that constantly.
And use a homie?
Not my
At the
friend.
time? Oh, okay.
Not my friend. Like, he wasn't my friend at
I'm
all.
not claiming.
Like, I would like kind of fuck around with him.
Mutuals.
Like, we're just like mutual friends or whatever, right? The only one time that I almost socked him was like, he knew that I wasn't trying to get in trouble at school. And I think like with people like that, they try to take advantage of you a lot. So if I ever got into a fight, it was after school. Because in school, my parents would know and my parents would fuck me up. So I was in high school and then one day he just came up and he socked me in my arm. He's not a small guy. He's like my size. And I just looked at him and I'm like, okay, stop. And he just socks me in the arm multiple times. And I'm like, bro, after school, I'm going to fuck you up. Well, he's like, whoa, I'm just joking around. I'm just playing around. It's like, no, after school, we're going to fight. Because I'm not going to fight you in school. That's why you're socking me right now. Like, I'm not going to swing back at you. Because if I get in trouble here, my parents will literally beat me from the inch of my life. Whatever you do to me in here, my parents will literally kill me.
It. Yeah.
Right? So he was just one of these dudes that just couldn't stop lying. And it was so weird. That's why, and for me growing up, my dad used to beat my ass for lying. So being around that used to...
It irks you because you're like, bro, why aren't you not getting these repercussions tied to it?
Especially because the way he would lie to make us feel bad about what we had. If I had something nice, you would have to have something nicer. And it's not like we're poor. So,
yeah, why do you have to compare? It's like Borat and his freaking neighbor. You got the iPod? He got iPod mini. That was for girls.
Yeah. That's what he's for girls.
Yeah. Bro. Jesus, man. Fuck that guy.
Yeah. I mean, and it's fun. So I went back to Sacramento not that long ago. It was for a wedding and we met a mutual friend. And he mentioned to me, he was like, oh, do you remember this guy? I was like, of course I who doesn't fucking remember him? Like everybody thought he was super annoying. He goes, yeah, I mean, we still kick it. Like he's a decent guy. And I'm like, okay, that's cool. I'm not going to be friends with him.
Out of it.
He goes, but it's hard to be around him sometimes. Like, why? He's like, because he still lies about everything. And I'm like, then why are you friends with him?
How could you tolerate that as a grown ass person?
I don't understand too. Once you, like, for anybody who's young out there, if you're listening to this and if you're in college or you're around a group of people, listen, once you leave high school and college, if there's bad people in your life, you don't have to be around them. There's no obligation. Right? These people will drag you and suck your energy out, especially somebody like that who every step of the way, they have to make themselves look good and push you down. Those people are the fucking worst, man.
The worst.
Every time you have something, this is a great sign. When you're successful at something and your friends throw like jabs at you for being successful, that is already a red flag.
Huge red flag.
Because they're trying to guise their hate with jokes, right? So I hate that shit.
If or with like concern,
100%. Like if you're doing something, it's like, I don't know if that's going to work out, man.
Yeah.
Are you for reals, or are you just saying that because you're just being a bitch?
Yo, I hate that, bro. I remember. Yeah, no, it's bad. I don't even want to get into it. It's so bad. I hate that. No. I really like. You have to anyone watching this has to stray away from that because then you're just not going to go for things out of some fake fear, like from like someone who doesn't mean shit to you in 10 years.
100%.
Seriously.
That's the hard part, where there's some people who are in your close circle who have that right to come into your life and give you this advice.
Give advice, yep.
But there's some people who are on the periphery. We're not at that type of level for you to even step in and lay your opinion about anything that I do, especially when you're not talented at all. When the person who has zero talent, who has taken no risk, likes to comment about your risk, it pisses me off.
It's so whack.
They go, oh, that's not going to be worth it. Oh, for reals? You worked at the same shitty job for 10 years that you complain about every day. I don't think you could tell me about what a good business move is or not.
Yeah.
So the moment you move out of your mom's basement, you stop jacking off the Japanese porn, then come talk to me, all right, you little hentai fuck. Let's start with that, bitch. And I've had to have these conversations where, you know, I think that if they remember who you were in high school, they always have this specific image.
Mm-hmm.
And they forget, look, we're adults now, and I'm going to say shit
Things
that's on my mind because I
change.
don't have to fuck with you if I don't want to.
Yeah.
So we had, basically there was this get together with a bunch of friends, and I might have told the story in the podcast, but every year somebody gets cut out, right? Because their true colors will always show. And I still have my really core group of friends, and I still fuck with them. This person is not one of those guys.
Got you.
So we're chilling, we're drinking, having a good time. And then out of nowhere, he just goes, oh, you know, he goes, you know, you're successful because of like the shit that we taught you when we were younger. And I looked at him and I paused and I was already irritated because I don't like people taking away from my hard work. Right. And I stopped. I was like, what do you mean? And it's like, oh, I heard you use some of our jokes from back in the day. I was like, so are you asking for fucking royalties? Like, what the fuck are you asking for? Like, this is us fucking around and joking. So I'm telling stories about our past. He was like, yeah, but like you wouldn't be successful without all the shit that we did for you. And everybody else is quiet.
It's
They're
like weird, right?
Yeah.
And when people go weird, it's like, what the fuck?
And I looked at him. I was like, don't you still sell women's makeup for a living, you little bitch? And everybody like, oh shit, right? And then people were quiet. I was like, I don't think you get to talk to me about anything. And then, you know, he's like trying to roast back. And the last thing I told him, I was like, so how's it still like living with your mom? Do you also fuck her too at this point? Because you've lived with her for so fucking long. You might as well just date her, dog. And he's just getting really quiet. I just going in because I'm drunk too, by the way, at this point, right? I'm going in on this motherfucker, right? Yeah. And then this fool had like these gloves with like the cutout and shit.
No.
I was like, you look like you warm your hands over a garbage can every night, bro. Get the fuck out of here. And then eventually he just leaves. And then everybody looked at me and they're like, you kind of went in hard on him. I was like, well, you saw how he came at me. And they're like, yeah, I'm not saying it wasn't deserving. Dude, you fucked him up.
And the next friend group,
I hadn't seen him in a couple of years. And I saw him last year. And so I saw him last year. And let me tell you something, dude. His attitude was way different this time. A lot sweeter, a lot kinder, and a lot more jokey, which is how he normally is.
Yeah.
And so I had to take him aside and I was like, listen, man, you know, we're joking around, we're drinking, we're having fun right now. But what you did to me the year before was fucking disrespectful. And so why the fuck did you come at me like that, man? He was like, yeah, honestly, you kind of hurt my feelings too. Like, I thought you went a little too hard on me. I was like, you could say that all you want. You started that shit. We were having a good time. And I want to know why the fuck you decided to do that. Like, we're cool because I got to squash this face to face. I can't feel weird about you and not get this stuff over with. Yeah. And so, you know, we were talking. And once again, every time we meet, we're drinking. And then he kind of opened up. He was like, yeah, I was just like not happy with myself. So,
yes.
You know, and so I kind of like took it out on you. And I said, that's cool. I understand. It's still not fair to me. Like, I've been nothing but good to you. I've never said anything bad about you. We're supposed to be friends. And I know we're not that close, but the relationship that we had back in the day still remains now. How you feel about your personal life, you don't get to project that on me.
Doesn't get it projected. Exactly.
Because when people talk to you about me and they go, yo, how is he? I say good things and positive shit. The moment you saw me, you came at me trying to take away my hard work. You can say whatever the fuck you want. You can call me fat, weird, loud, obnoxious, all good. You never take away from my fucking hard work. Because that's mine. I fucking, when I was out here in LA, none of you were around, right? Broke as shit, fucking like $50 in my bank account.
Dedicating your time.
Eating top ramen every day. In my room, never fucking
endless nights.
Endless fucking nights. Hoping that I would pop off. And then you say one thing and you try to take it away.
Or try to credit it to yourself. Exactly. Even worse.
And I was like, I'll be real. You fucking hurt my feelings. This is why I went so hard on you, dude. And I was like, also, too, you know what I do for a living. You think that was smart? Yo. I was like, you thought you were going to come up on this? You know what I mean? So, you know, we squashed it and we talked it man to man. And it was good. And after that, we had a good time. And I still consider him a friend. But just going back to what we were talking about.
You have to stand up for yourself and your work for sure, though. That is one thing that I've really like learned is to believe in if you believe in yourself, you also have to fight for yourself too. Because there are people that are going to hate on your ideas, that are going to think that it's not going to work for you, whatever. And shit, if it's true, you still have to like put that aside and go for it.
Yeah. And it's not easy for me. I think sometimes I get comments, they go, I wish I could have said some stuff like you did, David. And I always tell them, it's not easy for me. It's super uncomfortable. Like when I have to take somebody aside away from people, they know what we're talking about. It's uncomfortable. I feel uncomfortable all the time. I deal with social anxiety 24/7, but I know that if I don't say my piece now, it's going to bother me. And I don't want to be bothered every time I see this person. So I'm going to say my shit. And it's good to have that honest relationship, because imagine if every time I said what's up to this fool, it was just awkward as hell, right? And sometimes
and it's fake.
And it's just fake. I can't live like that, man. I'm in my 30s now.
You're not someone that's fake. That's one thing I've learned from like our relationship. You don't give a fuck.
I really don't. You don't give a fuck. Yeah, I really don't fucking care. Yeah. Like I care about the people that are kind to me.
Yep.
And I'm always great to the people that I have to be great to, right? But if you're somebody, I'm not saying if you cross me, I'm just going to be disrespectful to you. But if you deserve it, you deserve it, right? And I definitely want people to understand, like when they know me, it's like, listen, I'm always going to be honest with you, right? I'm going to be careful with my words, and I'm going to be kind. I'm going to be very mindful with my shit. But if you're asking for somebody to be dishonest with you and to lie to you all the time, it's just not going to happen with me. I'd rather just not be around you.
And there's too many of that, what you just said, of that, those people who are just like fake or fake in the sense of like not being dishonest with their friends. It's important to have some like truth come in as well. And
with
there's
tact,
a balance. Yeah, with tact.
I think that's what Mariel had to find out about me too, where, a lot of her friends, they dance around subjects. And she met my family and she goes, oh, no, nobody here dances around.
They're like, oh shit, it's like she goes, Spider-Man.
So, there's things like family politics.
Yeah.
I don't know about family politics because my mom doesn't deal with family politics. He's like, oh, you got a problem with me? Say your shit. She squares up on me like, oh, say dope. What you got to say.
That's my mom too, honestly.
And then we hash it out because I don't want to deal with this shit while we're sharing a meal and you're here with a fucking attitude.
It's awkward.
And so with her, I saw her having to move around her family's emotions and stuff, which is smart to a certain extent because her family is so big. And then she saw how my family functions. She goes, oh, you guys just put it out there. Like, hey, I don't like the way that you did it. So like my mom, for example, I didn't eat her breakfast that she made for me, right? And I think for most people, I feel like most moms are kind of like passive aggressive, right? They're like, oh, I guess you're not going to eat. My mom's like, so what, do you hate me? She goes, you stop loving me once you eat? I was like, you literally have called me fat for 2 days straight. Yeah. I'm not hungry. She goes, well, you don't come here often, so just eat my food. And I'm like, I'm not hungry. I'm going to throw up. Yeah. I don't want to eat this. I'll eat it later, right? I'll eat it later when I'm hungry. She goes, so just say you hate me. I'm like, I'll eat it. She goes, good. Just fucking eat it. So she wins.
That is so funny, actually.
Yeah. But
damn.
We hash it all out. And I personally love that, right? And by the way, like I said, it's always with a lot of tact first until it gets to a point where tact is just not possible. And I think sometimes people go, oh, well, how come you argue with people a lot? It's not that I argue with people a lot. I think most people don't know how to speak to people and address when they're uncomfortable. That's why, because I don't want to get taken advantage of. So if I say, hey, so for example, let's say, I don't know, I'm hanging out with somebody I don't know. And he goes, fucking like, he says something, I don't know, racially insensitive. He'll be like, oh, these fucking black people, they steal all the time. I'll be like, hey, bro, I ain't really cool with that. I mean, I know you're making a joke, but it's a little uncomfortable. It makes me uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Like, I'll say that. I'll joke. Like Mariel says, I'm really good at making uncomfortable situations comfortable by adding humor to it. So when somebody annoys the fuck out of me, I'll make a joke about it where everybody can laugh, but they get the message that this is too much.
Yeah, like you need to chill.
Exactly. And I've definitely had to do that a lot in my past. I met my friend's fiance. They're married now. And I first met her. I thought she was the most annoying fucking person on earth. And I just started going in on her, and out of jokes, and everybody's laughing. And then he looked at me afterward. He was like, I'm so sorry. like she can get a little crazy sometimes. It's like, I know. That's why,
I think you told me that story too.
Yeah. And then
I
she
was
mellowed
so-
out after that.
Yeah, she was chill.
Now she knows, like, oh, I don't have to act so crazy around him. I don't have to be funny around David because he's the funny guy.
Yeah.
And I'm like, exactly. You don't have to do that. Just chill the fuck out. You know, dealing with interpersonal relationships is hard, but you have to do it, you know? And I'm pretty sure in your business too, people probably try to take advantage of you all the time.
Oh man. But honestly, I think just being like very clear about things, like you said, if you aren't clear, if you don't make things like aware, like known, that awkwardness or that like feeling like of like there's something going on also holds you back from a lot of things. So just clearing that air is so key.
I literally just remember, we're not going to mention the name, right? But so I hooked this fool up with one of my homies that needed a haircut.
Oh
right?
my God.
Dude, this shit had me dying fucking laughing,
Oh
right?
my God.
And I typically don't recommend a lot of people to Serg because he's a busy guy. And I think that, you know, you've gotten to the point where your skill set and your clientele where you get to pick and choose who
Yeah,
you
I'm
want.
pretty
And when you do
particular.
choose somebody, you give them the best service possible.
Yes.
So I was like, okay, this guy that I know, he's, you know, somewhat well known. I was like, it'll be a good look for Serg, and he needs a cut. So I send him over, and the next thing you know, I get a text from Serg. He goes, dude, I gotta tell you the fucking funniest story. I'm like, yo, what the fuck happened, man? Woo.
Yeah, no, actually that was a great example of just making things very clear. I make everything transparent in my business. And that's what ended up saving the situation. Because in that's a situation where you can get taken advantage of very quickly, you know?
You gotta tell the story, dude. This is so funny. We're not gonna drop names, but just tell the story.
Essentially, I was cutting hair, and one, I didn't get a clear direction on the haircut. So I was like, yo, like, what do you want? Like this, that. I gave some like options. Yeah. All right. Do you want this, that on top? Yeah. And it was going well, chill, right at whatever. Then essentially I go and I'm very much so, you know how I am with my haircuts. I tailor them. It's important to like get opinion or whatever on top of my expertise. And there's one thing that I will not do, and I'm gonna make this clear, is I don't use enhancements just because I've never been that person because they wash off. They make a haircut look like crisp when it's not really crisp. And so barbers will hide behind enhancements. Some barbers will hide behind enhancements to make a cut pop. When I was like, yo, is this good for this? He's like, I need that, whatever. I was like, oh, I actually don't do that. And then after that, he's like, yo, after I made it clear, I texted you. I was like, this is what I charge. Make sure that is known. Because I'm never going to be a barber who puts a line around your head. Yo, bro, I'm going to charge you $80, $70, whatever.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be that guy. If you're stepping into my studio, it's an agreement. Mm-hmm. If I mess up, I will always be fair.
Yeah.
I will give you a free haircut, even if it's not like a crazy mess up. Mm-hmm. I haven't done that in years, but I know I didn't mess someone up. I know I didn't give them a bad haircut. And I gave an option of, yo, like, talk to me. I think they had this image, and I really truly believe it's because of like how I look and how I carry myself. They think that I was like privileged or some shit, right? Mm-hmm. They don't know my story, obviously. And they're like, man, this is OD, whatever. And I was like, it would be if I didn't make things clear from the get-go.
Which, by the way, so he made it clear to me to let everything know. I copied and I pasted it over. I was like, this is what he charges and this is the service that you're going to get. And he was like, cool, got it.
And then I reiterate that with my appointment. I have no hate, nothing wrong, besides the fact that I felt that it wasn't fair to me.
Yeah.
Because I was alone. There was two people that were in there. And I think they thought that because of who I was and like how I carried myself, it was going to be a situation, because I've seen it before where, oh, nah, bro. Okay, let me give you a free haircut when it's not a wrong, like it was actually very crispy. Bro, I wish I took a picture even so I could show you. But I stood my ground, even though it's like, you know, like it's different leagues in terms of like what it could happen. But I was just like, yeah, like this is what it is. And I think that for barbers hearing, just go with this approach. You don't have to pop off until it gets to like whatever moment, but just hold your ground. If you know genuinely you didn't mess up, just like tell them how it is and just speak your truth, you know, like make it a cordial thing. Anyway, it led to, what was it? It was like, I asked like what their people charge, and they're like $50. And I think I was like charging 75, right? All right, I charged 75 at the time. And I was like, where does he cut? In a barbershop? Like, yeah. I was like, in a barbershop, that's actually pretty easy to upkeep, you know? You have your booth rent, split the whole rent split between a bunch of barbers. I'm like in the studio solo and you're giving a private experience.
Haircut.
Legit. When people say private appointment, you walk in and still like hella people. It's like, no, I'm genuinely giving a private service. I don't take people any time. And that's another thing. When I was like, I told them, I was like, you can't find me on Yelp. This is genuinely a vehicle for me to make art and like pursue that passion. And they didn't know that. And
By the way, like when we say private haircut, come on, you're the only person in there.
Yeah, it's like you could say you could tell me you murdered someone. I don't give a fuck.
It's a different experience. Like being in a barbershop with like 6 other people getting cut.
Yeah, you get your chair turned, you're facing the other dude.
Yeah. This is literally, you're there by yourself with Sergio. It's a private haircut.
Yep.
Which is dope.
It was and the craziest part
Very
is
hard to go back, by the way.
yeah, to go to the yeah, literally, and you know this, and from my clients, bro, I know how to cut Asian homies.
Yeah.
I'm a beast at Asian hair. I understand it because it's easy to mess up.
It's very easy to mess up.
So I know what I delivered, and I think that's why I was very much so. I gave options like, oh, let me know what you want. I think the stubbornness aspect of it, like, no, like because I didn't have this enhancement spray that was gonna wash off. I think that really turned it around, but just how it is, I don't have to take them ever again.
Yeah. I mean,
that's the beauty of like what I do.
I mean, you stood your ground, which was very important, and you didn't budge and you didn't get punked, which is an admirable thing. And I think a lot of people would have folded.
And I'm not saying I'm too prideful either. If I mess them up, I'm not charging shit.
Yeah.
Shaking hands, like, I'm sorry, I wasn't your guy.
Yeah.
Straight up. But yeah, it's
the hard part too is when I think for me, I have a general idea of what I want, but I don't know terminology very well. And then I'll always look at the barber and say, like, listen, what do you think is best for my style of hair? Because my hair, I don't have thick hair. You know what I mean? Like, I'm not balding, but my hair's fine. So what is something that can work for me? And then Sergio was like, okay, this is what I'm gonna do. This is what it is. And after a few cuts, he goes, actually, this might be better than the last one. And it got better and better every cut. So now we know what is best. And it took a few cuts.
exactly your hair texture is the same as like who I cut.
Yeah.
And it's not easy. And I remember making it so like blended so well. I don't want to take, just because this is the only situation in my entire 3 years, the only time since I've been, or 2.5 years since I've been in that studio, that anything has gone like sideways.
Yeah.
So I'm like, oh, but I kind of wish I could like do it again just to be like, man, let's have other people chime in. I want to really hear you say that this isn't it. Like,
Yeah.
Because I know deep down, like 2.5 years, no problems. It says something, you know?
And I think you take a lot of pride in your work, right?
Yep.
Which like previous barbers that I went to before, it seemed like it was just a job for them. Like it was just, I mean, which is fine. You could use it as a vehicle to do other things, which is great. But you know, when you have this one-on-one, I mean, you're with me for an hour.
Yeah,
like,
literally.
You know, you got to care about this somewhat. And my last barber fucked up my hair, right? He wasn't picking up calls or whatever, and then he literally, the fade was uneven from left and right. And I'm not very picky about my haircuts, by the way, right? I just know if I like it or if I don't. And he was okay, but the price was right. And you know, in the meantime, in the beginning, when he didn't have much clients, he would respond back, and he just got comfortable with me. Fucks up my hair, and I'm like, hey, bro, like the hair is not like, you see this, right? Like it's here and here. And he goes, oh, okay, so what do you want me to do about it? I'm like,
Oh my God.
I'm gonna fix it. What do you mean? What do you want? What kind of question is this
That's so
shit?
crazy.
Right? And then, so I actually know this about him. He was a really cool guy, super kind. I'm like, all right, cool. I'm like, you know what? It's all good. So I hit him up for a haircut. He doesn't respond back. And I just text him, like, you know what, guy? Like, you don't respond back. Like, your professionalism, like, it's like, we're pretty much done here, right? And he texted me back. He goes, yo, I'm good for a cut. I was like, no, I don't think you understand. I'm not getting a haircut from you. I'm not recommending anybody to you. Like, this is ridiculous. Like, bro. So lo and behold, it turns out that he wants to be an actor, right? So he's focusing on acting and not haircuts, which is cool. But I already paid money. This is a transaction. I paid money. I don't give a fuck about your outside shit. I'm not your fucking mom. I'm not your dad. I'm not here to fucking be like, yo, go ahead, go for your dreams. Give me my haircut, you know? So, you know, he's a failed actor now from I heard through the grapevine, right? Because I know a couple people know him. Like, he gave up on acting too. He's not even doing barbershop stuff anymore. And the guy's like jobless right now. It's like, fuck. And I just heard about this like a couple weeks ago. And I'm like, dude, you half-ass everything in your life.
You can't let go of your vehicle to the next move. Like, people will like be like, oh, I'm going to go become this thing. Well, you have to get there still. And there's something that you're doing right now. That's one thing I'm very clear with my clients. Like, I'm pursuing artwork and like becoming an artist, but you're still getting the same exact service.
Oh, I hope you never stop cutting hair. I'll be so sad, bro. Don't stop cutting until I go bald. When I'm bald, then you can stop cutting.
Absolutely.
I'm still gonna get a lineup for no reason.
Yo,
I'm like, hey, just cut my hair for old time's sake. There's not much left.
That's when I'll bring the powder out.
Yeah, bring the powder out, bro. Just cut something. I just do this for fucking just because of
catch it up.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Well, man, hey, that wraps up this episode of the Genius Brain Podcast. Serge, where can they find you?
So on Instagram, BFR Sergio. On YouTube, it's Born from Rain Studio. So,
do you have any more open clientele right now?
Right now, so I'm actually moving spots to March 1st. It's about to be the craziest haircut.
Oh, I'm excited.
In LA. Craziest haircut in LA. I'm thinking about opening up my books to new clients for the time being. That way, it's going to be like an interview. Like, if the haircut goes well, let's go to the next spot type thing, you know?
Okay.
This is like the first time I'm really being so like clear about that. But I'm down to meet. I've actually had people come from the last podcast and I love them. So
that's perfect.
Come through, try it out. Hit me up on Instagram, BFR Sergio or BFR Studios. And then we'll set you up. And yeah.
Yeah, I've definitely walked out and people are like, oh shit, yeah, I saw from. I'm like, yeah, that was multiple times.
Yeah, no,
which is great. Don't fucking embarrass me, all right? You're literally getting an invite through me.
Yeah.
Don't fucking embarrass me.
Let's
Don't
make
do
that
stupid bullshit, dude. Everybody loves your fucking cuts, man.
Yeah,
like anytime I get a cut, people are like, yo, the fade's fucking clean. Which, by the way, didn't happen before.
It's hard, man. It's hard when you have like.
Yeah, my hair's difficult, by the way. Like, because it's not thick, it's hard to get a really nice clean fade.
Yeah.
A nice blend. So it's difficult. So people will kind of they'll butcher it.
Yep.
They'll do skin fade and no fade at all.
Yeah.
It's like, what the fuck just happened
tough.
here?
No head shape, none of that.
Exactly. So like, if you guys go to Sergio, please just come right, please. Come correct, because it's through me. Genius Brain every Sundays at 12 p.m. and we'll catch y'all next time. Peace.